Ever wonder why some people seem to breeze through life's adversities while others stumble? This is not about comparing ourselves to others, but about understanding the different ways we approach the hurdles in our life. How we face these challenges shapes us, molds us, and ultimately defines us. Think about the friend who lost her job, yet found a new path that brought her happiness. Or the neighbor who battled an illness, but emerged stronger and more determined. Maybe it's the stranger who faced financial hardship and yet found the strength to create a successful business. These stories of triumph over adversity are all around us. They inspire us, motivate us, and make us question our own capabilities. But what if we could learn from their resilience? What if we could apply some of their strategies to our own lives? Each one of us has a unique journey, but are there some universal rules that can help us all? Life is a roller coaster of ups and downs. The downs, that's where the true stories of resilience unfold. Imagine a young woman, full of ambition and dreams. She's climbed the corporate ladder swiftly, but one fine day, she stumbles. A career setback hits her like a bolt from the blue. She's lost, unsure of how to navigate this unexpected hurdle. The climb now seems steeper, the peak further away, or picture a teenager grappling with the tumultuous waves of adolescence. He's constantly under the microscope, facing the relentless pressure to conform, to fit in. The world around him is changing rapidly and he's struggling to keep up. The weight of expectation is heavy and the fear of failure looms large. Consider an elderly man who spent his life surrounded by the laughter and love of his family. But now he finds himself alone, wrestling with loneliness. The silence in his home is deafening and the days seem longer. The once familiar environment now feels alien and isolating. And then there's a single mother, juggling multiple jobs to put food on the table. The struggle to make ends meet is a daily battle. The financial instability is a constant storm she's trying to weather, all while trying to provide a stable and loving environment for her child. These are real people, with real struggles. They've faced the storm and felt the sting of life's harsh blows. Each one of them has experienced the bitter taste of defeat, the crushing pressure of adversity. Yet in the midst of it all, they've held on. They've braved the storm, weathered the harsh winds, and held on to hope. Their stories might be different, but their struggles are universal. They've been knocked down, but they've refused to stay down. They've stumbled, but they've chosen to rise again. They've been tested, but they've not allowed their spirit to be broken. In the face of adversity, they were down but not out. The next chapter of their life was about to begin. Struggles are the shadows that make the light of triumph even brighter. Let's journey into the heart of triumph, where the human spirit, undeterred by adversity, blossoms into its fullest potential. Picture, if you will, a young woman who turned a career setback into a launching pad. She didn't fold under the weight of disappointment. Instead, she embraced the freedom to explore, to create, to innovate. Today, she's not just an entrepreneur, she's a beacon for those who dare to dream. Now, let's turn our gaze to a teenager who found himself at the crossroads of conformity and individuality. It would have been easy to succumb to peer pressure, to blend into the crowd, but he chose a different path. He stood tall, embraced his unique quirks, and in doing so inspired others to do the same. His triumph wasn't just personal, it was a victory for authenticity and self-belief. And then, there's the story of an elderly man who, in the twilight of his life, discovered the joy of companionship through community service. He could have settled into a solitary existence, but instead he chose to serve, to connect, to enrich the lives of others. He found a community that cherished his wisdom and warmth. His triumph was in transforming loneliness into a shared journey of love and learning. Finally, we mustn't forget the tale of a single mother who turned her home into a thriving business. Faced with the challenges of raising a child alone, she could have succumbed to despair. But she chose to rise, to strive, to thrive. And in doing so, she not only created a successful business, but also a nurturing environment for her child. Her triumph was in transforming her home into a sanctuary of love and prosperity. Their stories are not just about triumph, they are about the transformation that adversity can bring. So, what common threads run through these stories of resilience? First off, let's talk about embracing change. Life is a river, constantly flowing and changing its course. The resilient among us don't fight the current, instead they adapt, they pivot, they learn to swim. They understand that change, though unsettling at times, often brings opportunities for growth. Next up, persistence. Resilience isn't about avoiding the storm, it's about dancing in the rain, it's about pushing on when the going gets tough. It's the tenacity to keep going despite the odds. It's the grit to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and continue walking, even when your path is strewn with obstacles. Now, onto a positive mindset. It's not about seeing the world through rose-colored glasses, but rather, choosing to focus on the silver linings, however faint they may be. It's the belief that you have the power to shape your own reality, regardless of the circumstances. A positive mindset can transform a stumbling block into a stepping stone. Then comes seeking support. No person is an island, and we all need a helping hand from time to time. It's okay to lean on others, to ask for help, to share your burdens. The resilient understand that we are stronger together, and that sharing our vulnerabilities can often be our greatest strength. Finally, finding purpose in adversity. It's about finding meaning in the midst of chaos, about using your trials as a springboard for growth and transformation. It's about turning your wounds into wisdom, your pain into power. These rules of resilience, as we've called them, are not about avoiding adversity, rather, they're about equipping you with the mindset and the tools to navigate through it. They're about transforming adversity into an opportunity for growth, about turning life's lemons into lemonade. These rules aren't a guarantee for an adversity-free life, but they certainly arm you with the resilience to confront and overcome them. Remember, adversity is a fact of life, but suffering is optional. That's the truth, my friends. It's as real as the air we breathe, as constant as the turning of the earth. Life will have its ups and downs, but it's how we respond that matters. Every struggle is an opportunity to grow stronger, to learn, to become better. It's the grit, the tenacity that we show in the face of these challenges that shapes our character. That's what the rules of resilience are all about. They're not just words to be heard, but principles to be lived by. So when life throws a curveball at you, don't just duck, swing back. Don't just endure, thrive. Remember these rules, apply them, make them a part of your journey. Because, my friends, resilience isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving in spite of everything. In the end, it's not about the adversities we face, but how we rise from them that truly defines us.